Hello, all my gorgeous souls. So happy to have you here. If you have been here before, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am so happy to have you as well. Please be sure to subscribe if you end up enjoying this video. Before we get started, I would just like to once again always express my thankfulness for every subscriber, every comment, every bit of engagement that you choose to do here in my space. It means so much, and it's helping me to grow exponentially. I am not just growing in numbers and growing on my channel, but it's doing a lot for me just spiritually. This was a very strong soul call that I felt to start this channel, this endeavor to reach the collective. And I'm really feeling the love, feeling the abundance of doing this work. So it means a lot. Please continue to engage, interact however you see fit to do so. It not only increases my brand outreach here on this platform, but it means a lot to me. It makes my day. So I appreciate it so much. Also, private readings are available. So if you end up again enjoying the video, appreciating the messages that come through, but want to take a deeper look or a more detailed look at your specific energy, individual to your circumstances and your situation with your person, you can always do so. You can drop me an email. The email address and all the other information pertaining to ways you can support the channel is all available in the description box below, as well as in a comment that will be in the comment section. So let's get started. We have chosen 3 cover cards today. When I say we, me and Source, I don't ever select them or hand pick them. I always go ahead and, set the intention for the reading, what the reading topic will be, and then ask Source or Spirit to bring forth whichever card from the deck is going to be best for this, each pile. So Source today has chosen for each of you Birds of a Feather for pile 1 with the orange calcite, Wish Upon a Star with the rainbow, or purple fluorite for pile 2, and Opening to Discovery with this lime calcite for pile 3. And today we're going to be asking and taking a look at what your person is planning for this connection. So keep that in mind. We're looking at, what you would consider intentions, but taking a really deep look into what your person is planning. So if there's any sort of actual concrete plans in place, or if they're just in the thinking stages, what is their receptivity, their openness energetically to the connection in terms of forward momentum in the future together. So take a moment, reflect over whichever card is calling you in most, or whichever crystal is drawing you in. You can also choose by color. I intentionally select different colors for each of the piles that, of course, tie back to the cards themselves or the decks themselves, but you can choose by the color. Of course, green chakra relating to the heart, green color relating to the heart chakra. Purple is going to be symbolic of the crown. Orange is more, orange and yellow tones are like that solar plexus or even sacral chakra. So, again, whichever is kind of drawing you in, really resonating with you. Usually for me, it's whatever my eye goes to first. That's how my intuition kind of picks things out for me. So you take a moment. I will meet you over at your pile in just a second, and we'll get started for this awesome reading. I'm so excited. Hey, pile 1, I'm happy to have you here today, and thank you so much for deciding to share space and connect. You guys were drawn to, you didn't know this, but there's actually 2 cards for each pile. So you chose Birds of a Feather or this orange calcite, and we also have for you here Feeling the World. Now, each of these cards, and again, it's all selected according to Source. I allow them to sort of take the reins and bring forth whichever cards are going to be most significant for the energies of the particular pile I'm asking for. In this instance, both of these cards relate to ideas of community, of being connected on a grander scale to others, to the world, also finding your soul tribe, or if you think about Birds of a Feather, so it's like-minded souls coming together. And I really think that this is going to be impactful related to your connection because it signifies an openness. However, I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll have to take a look at the cards as to whether this is more platonic or friendly minded, or if this person has romance on their mind or is looking to take things a little bit deeper, a little bit more into union like energy. So we'll see, but we're going to go ahead and put those to the side so that we have those ready for us as we select our other cards today. You guys also will be having this beautiful Carlotydes, the Tarot de Carlotydes deck, which is gorgeous and one of my favorites still. We're going to start with the tarot and taking a look at your person's current plans, and we'll pull oracle as well, but let's get started with the tarot first. Set your intention as always. Prepare yourself for the reading by, making it clear to the universe that you are open, ready, and willing to receive the insights that are going to come forth today. It's just so important to be in the best energy possible before you watch any reading. So be sure to do that, and select a sign as well if you feel called to do so, especially with these oracle cards that I'm using today. Will have a lot of symbology in them. So go ahead and select something. It can be anything at all, a name, a number, an animal, a color, a specific tarot card, even just whatever is going to really gain your attention and help to anchor and affirm those messages, that when they are received, that you can apply them to your individual circumstances. It's also a lovely, lovely way to just play with source. So when we select a sign, not only will we usually see that sign come up in the reading that we're asking for it, but in other areas of our life later on. So it's just fun. It's magical. When we express a very clear way for spirit source to connect with us, they will answer. They will respond in kind. And then when you actually see it, it's like, how the universe works, but then when it actually happens, it's just such an incredible feeling. So let's take a look at what your person is planning for your connection, pile one. This can be anything at all. We're going to just see with where they are currently, energetically speaking. If they're planning anything, if they're just open, what their receptivity is. So this could be, that they're ready for a relationship. They're ready at least to come together, to explore, to spend quality time, whatever it may be. We're going to find out. We have the 9 of Wands, 10 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the Moon. Clarifying these energies, the 7 of Pentacles. We have 2 here, the King of Wands coming in with the 5 of Cups. That's an interesting message. And we have the Hierophant, as well as the Sun. So the Moon and the Sun, how beautiful is that? I love that. Just have to do what I usually do, which is check to make sure that these cards are, look at, I'm getting really good at having those lined up like that. Love it. Okay. More oracle out on the table. So this is going to be the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle deck that I love using. Whoa, okay. So we have abundance. Hopefully you can see that. And home. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and move these. That should be a better spot. Okay. And from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck as well. What are they planning? Full moon in Scorpio, breathe the tension. Full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. So I think it's really clear, just from the initial energy of what I've pulled, there's a lot of conflicting sort of paradoxical energies surrounding this person and I guess their openness, historically speaking, in this connection. It definitely feels like this person is kind of working through some insecurities, some very long-standing issues with vulnerability. It feels like there's just not an openness, or hasn't, again, historically been a strong openness. They do feel a strong desire to come forward. I think part of their planning has, traditionally been a little bit more impulsive or a little bit more lighthearted and fun, focusing on friendship. Again, that's also very strongly indicated here, is as we saw with these initial opening cover cards, there's a really strong desire to be connected, to have sort of this friendly, communicative, collective sort of an exchange of energy, of getting together with like-minded souls, of enjoying time, of feeling the world is to be immersed in, again, that connection with others. However, again, I really think that it's really strongly indicated here that that's sort of their focus, because they have been really resistant, to act impulsively. Perhaps they've done that in the past with you and it hasn't gone well, or they've been, upset with themselves to some degree because of how they've approached things, maybe not in the most mature or grounded fashion, with this King of Wands here coming in with that Five of Cups energy. But I do think that they're having a new outlook, especially with this full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. I do think while there hasn't been anything concretely planned, I'm not seeing any planning really in these cards. What I think is interesting is that seeing the bigger picture for me, especially with Sagittarian energy, it's again about this focus on fun, on keeping things lighthearted, but also grounded in the sense of being connected, of seeing the vastness of the potential. And truly, I do think that they have stronger and deeper inclinations towards this connection than they let on. We have the Seven of Swords coming up with the Hierophant. I really think that this is an avoidance to get too deeply in that committal type energy, as much as they may feel it. Again, with the King of Wands, they may feel this strong desire to come forward and to rush in and to make things more official or make things a little bit more serious. And yet they're definitely avoidant of that, or concealing that, not making that very clear. With the Seven of Swords and the Moon, I definitely think that there is a lot that is remaining hidden with this person in terms of their motives. Not to say it's, disingenuous in any way. I just think that they don't feel comfortable to really take things too far yet. This is a very lighthearted, as I said, energy, very, I hate to say the word superficial, but it does feel more friendly and more platonic at this time. So this could be crush energy, or this could be somebody that, you may have interest in and they may have an interest, but you're not entirely sure. They're not entirely sure about you. There's definitely feelings and sort of an energy of hesitation with that Nine of Wands, also clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So you likely have known this person for quite some time, whether you've been connected at a personal level all of that duration of time or not. It does feel like they've been in your field of awareness for quite a bit, but again, not really acting. And then again, I think that there hasn't been a whole lot of action historically within this connection or within this time of knowing this person. They've kind of hung back. But I do think at one point in time, they have acted quite impulsively with you, or they've come across in an energy that, I think initially was just due to, it feels like the rush of feeling. With me seeing this vodka here on this Ten of Cups card, which is such an interesting imagery. It could be related to alcohol, some type of a substance or some type of aid that helped them to loosen up and open up a bit more. But it also just feels to me like it was a very impulsive, very impetuous sort of an action that was done out of just like really strong feeling. But then there was a little bit of like regret with that. I don't think that's how they wanted to come in. They do want to, again, be more solid. They want something, they desire something more concrete, I believe, in the future. However, right now, the focus really is on just kind of enjoying the moment. We have abundance here. With this birds of a feather energy, there's again such a playful sort of just enjoy, live in the moment, take life as it comes, go with the flow. This person is not looking, while they may feel like they'd like a commitment or they see that potential here with you, I don't think this is something they're actually planning. In fact, what they seem to be focusing their efforts and their energy on is more of this scorpionic energy. Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. So they're trying to regain their footing again. I feel after a period of time where there's just been a very like impulsive sort of like it's like a get off the wrong foot energy, where they maybe didn't present themselves in the best light and now they're trying to do damage control, or they're trying to like hang back. Maybe they just let out a little bit too much emotion, a little bit too much. They gave away their hand a bit too early and now they're feeling a need to pull back. And hot and cold energy is really common with people who are unsure and who again are fearful of vulnerability. They need to feel secure is what I'm hearing with this home card. They need to feel comfortable. They're very closed off people, generally speaking. But we have the moon and the sun here. So talk about, again, paradoxical energies, polar opposites. We have night and day. We have light and dark. We have, again, that could be that hot and cold energy. Revealing it all, or having to, wanting to come out here with this beautiful, vibrant energy, revealing what needs to be seen, but also at the same time, the prominent, forefront energy is that of concealment and of keeping, again, a tight lid on things, keeping things hidden. And being slightly confused, it feels like, whether, I think they are aware deep down what they'd like. Again, the sun is coming up with this Hierophant energy right next to it. But I just think that there's a strong need that they feel at this time to, again, hang back and to sort of have, like, when I think of the moon, I think of that element of illusion or of mystery. And it's funny, when I actually was pulling cards from a different oracle deck, when I thought I was going to use a different deck for the cover cards, the first card that came out for that deck was the Mystic for this pile. So it's funny how then the moon is coming forth, and the Mystic to me in that deck is all about, again, the idea of mystery and things not being revealed or seen, not knowing where things lie ahead. And I just do think I get that little bit of a sense of this person just wanting to really keep things light, easy, not too deep, not too serious yet, and just feel it out. Feel out the situation. They're not too clear yet on how they want to come in again, which is why we have that Nine of Wands opening, that hesitation, not, abandoning the connection by any means. I think they're still very much invested in exploring this and spending time, again, birds of a feather. They probably just feel a great sense of camaraderie with you and wanting to be together, wanting to spend, that connection time. But in terms of anything deeper, I don't think that that's necessarily their focus at this point. But let's get some more for you, Pile 1, on what is Pile 1's person planning for this connection. Where are they at with things? So, yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles coming out reversed. That's collaboration, that's coming together. Interesting that it's reversed, because these other cover cards do indicate a desire to come together. The Ace of Swords, I think they don't want to reveal that completely, that that's what they're looking for. I think this person just wants to keep so much under their hat. Six of Swords with the Fool. They're really hesitant to speak up, and it's almost like once they give their hand away, then that's it. Then they're committed to it. The Four of Wands and coming up over this Hierophant pile, or column, I should say. It feels like once they reveal their hand, then that's it. Then they're locked in, and that's something that's a little bit scary to them. The Two of Cups, Four of Wands. And the Six of Wands. You got lots of sixes coming out, and the King of Cups. Okay, so this person does have some deeper feelings that they are not fully revealing to you, Pile 1. The King of Cups is a very emotive person in terms of what they feel, but they don't necessarily always express it. But we do have Scorpio coming out twice, and it's about, again, breathing through anything that's tense and uncomfortable. In this case, that deep emotion or that inclination that they have to having an emotional attachment to you and to this connection. I think there's like a strong desire, though, at the same time, once again, to keep that kind of under wraps. The tension, I feel, is actually internal. It's an internal battle for them. The Six of Wands, they want to be successful. I do think deep down this person wants a relationship, or, can see that in the short-term future. It's not something that they consciously, it's not like a goal that's in their mind where each day they're waking up like, I gotta work on that relationship, right? I think it's something that's just an underlier in their energy of what they desire. And truly, most people desire to not be alone and to have a committed partner. And this person, perhaps it's a question that you have about this individual is like, are they somebody who's capable of deep emotion? Do they just always kind of present themselves in this King of Wands energy, or do they have the capability, to go a bit deeper and to be a bit more of a stable sort of romantic figure, someone who can be in a committed, serious relationship? And the answer is absolutely yes, and they desire that as well. I do think they desire that with you again in the future. This is the very beginning stages. This feels so new to me. I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of you who've picked this pile are choosing this pile based upon somebody that you've just met, or you don't have a good sense of where things are headed. it's been kept very light. It's been very slow to progress. Again, we had that 7 of Pentacles that came out earlier as well. So it just feels like this is a very underdeveloped, sort of immature, like a neonate, like a very newborn energy to this connection. But 4 of Wands and the 2 of Cups, they definitely see that. I think that's something that they, again, plan for. When we say plan, they think of, or they can view and sort of fantasize and consider for the future. We have, though, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by the Ace of Swords. They, as much as I think you're going to see their energy more in this birds of a feather, wanting to come forward, wanting to connect, wanting to just spend that time and get to know you, feel the situation out, I don't think they're going to say that. I don't think they're going to say, hey, let's get together, let's spend time together, see where this goes. It may lead to this 2 of Cups, this, you know, King of Cups, all of this energy. I don't think you're going to hear that from them. That's why it's in reverse. They're not speaking up. They have no desires, no plans, as it seems, to communicate what their plans are to you, essentially. However, the 6 of Swords with the Fool, this is forward momentum. I do think this person wants to have to take that leap of faith with you and wants to pursue things. Again, you know, you think of the Fool as somebody who is innocent, slightly naive, but they're eager, you know, they're open. They are willing to take that risk. I don't think your person is quite there, but they're working on it. Again, they're working through the tension and they're beginning to see the bigger picture. They're beginning to see the vast potential and they're feeling the situation out, feeling the world. They're really getting into this energy of wanting and desiring and seeking out connection. I do think that, again, they can be someone who can close themselves off quite easily. But in this case, I think that while, again, they don't feel comfortable necessarily to reveal themselves yet of what they're planning to do or what they desire, I think you're going to see it more than you're going to hear it or going to receive validations in other ways other than just them being in your physical presence, in your physical experience and showing up. So what else do we need to know for pile 1? Their person's intentions, their plans, their next actions. What is this person that pile 1 is connected to? What are they planning? What are their goals for this connection? The High Priestess. That's always the universe's way of saying, you know, not sure. Or we know, but we're not going to tell you. It's not important for you to know. Multiple 3s coming out. Very interesting. So we have the High Priestess, the 3 of Swords, 3 of Wands, and Justice. So 3 of Wands does indicate planning. We have the King of Swords. Yeah, this person's a lot in their head. They're not focusing on intuition. They're not even clear on what they're wanting fully. I think they have a general idea of what they want in their life, but they're not clear how to get it, how to go about it, how to approach that in this connection, if that's even really possible in this connection. If you really feel the same, this person's very confused. If you have a way, pile 1, to kind of clear the air and just, if you're a strong communicator, I would say birds of a feather, you're going to be like-minded or like energy. So maybe you're not the greatest with communication either. But if you happen to have an ability or a capability to express to this person a little bit more of how you feel or what you envision and see for the connection, I think that may help to sort of open things up for them. The Knight of Wands for the 3 of Swords. We have the Hanged Man for the 3 of Wands. What are they planning? What are their goals? 8 of Pentacles. Okay. New Moon in Aquarius. Open up to change. Well, that's a certainly welcomed card. Breath of fresh air. New Moon in Scorpio. Go deeper. As I said, lots of Scorpio energy for your person. They have the capability to feel big. They just don't show it. And I'm going to pull a few more from this Oracle of the 7 Energies, the deck I pulled these cover cards from. See what else they have. The Royal You. Call of the Muse. And luckily I have the book right here so I can take a peek at what each of those are speaking to. You know, the Royal You is all about having that sense of self-worthiness. It says self-confidence, self-rule, ownership of your feelings and actions, a quiet sense of empowerment. I think that's perfect. Your person, again, stepping into their power, feeling a little bit more assured. That's what their goal is. Now, that's not where they currently are residing, but again, that's where they see things going or what they hope for. And then the call of the muse. Muse is being related to creativity and expression, art, um, different means of having that, again, that creative, passionate, inspired outlet. It does say creative expression, being in the flow of creativity, tuning into inspiration, allowing creativity without being self-conscious. So I really think that what your person is looking to do here, pile one, is eventually open themselves up more to being expressive, stepping into that self-confidence, that self-assuredness that they know they can. But in order to do that, they do have to go deeper. And that's something that I don't think they're ready for right at this moment. But again, it feels like something that is the direction they're heading in, and open up to change. So this is opening up to a new way of being in relationships overall. If they have had any kind of a past heartbreak, it does look like they very quickly want to, move on from that. They want to sort of abandon those feelings of hurtfulness in the past that they've always had. They overthink a lot as a result of this. Maybe things have not worked out for them traditionally in the past. The Three of Wands here with the Hanged Man, this is sort of like plans being held up or things not coming to fruition in the way that we would have liked. So that may be very strongly tied to what is holding things up in this connection, whether it be between the two of you or something that is, again, been a previous energy for this person in their past with another individual. But at any rate, it does feel like this person is, these cards, the tarot cards, are more speaking to creating a sense of inner balance, overcoming past obstacles or challenges related to relationships, related to connection, opening up oneself again. Also, the Hanged Man is self-surrender, opening themselves up to the potential, to the possibility in that Three of Wands energy. But really, again, strongly desiring to move past any difficult, painful energies of the past. With that Three of Swords and that Knight of Wands, this is a very swift sort of shift away from focusing on, I guess, the potential, difficulties that could arise in relationships. Before, they were very, again, with this King of Swords, very focused on what could go wrong or being hesitant and reserved because they're not generally good at connecting with others. Again, I think that whatever relationships or connections they've had previously didn't go very well. So with that, there's a hesitation, but there's also an openness. It'll be slow and progressive, and I do think that this person is going to want to kind of hang back until they really get into this creative flow. They feel that sense of divine inspiration, that self-confidence to go forward. I do think that's what they want and what they're hoping for. Until then, you're going to see, again, some more of this very, I hate to say wishy-washy, but like slightly hot and cold energy, someone who, gives a little or goes a bit deeper, but then pulls back. It's just a recalibration. It's just this person getting comfortable as they sort of, again, reacclimate themselves to the idea of relationships and a connection. But they feel really strong. In fact, let's get a couple feelings cards for you. I think that they still are in their head a bit, but they're also in their head in a good way. They're logically, they're not feeling into their intuition as much as they should be, but they're definitely thinking their way out of things. How can I, be solutions oriented and go forward, logically speaking? How can I make this happen? Or how can I open myself up again to ultimately in the future getting what it is that I want, which is, a person, my person. How is pile one's person feeling about them? What are their feelings at this time? The Eight of Swords. Oh, okay. The Page of Wands. This person is very unskilled when it comes to emotion. They feel a lot, but they don't know what to do with it. Or they see the potential for it. I think that they want to give to you. They want to stay in connection with you. They definitely feel a passion, a desire for that. But in terms of anything deeper, again, it kind of wavers. It kind of goes back and forth. I think they're really, really restricting themselves, holding themselves back so they don't even get to the point where they develop those super, super strong feelings. they're holding themselves back because they see that there's a huge amount of potential here with you. I don't think they've felt this way about anybody in the past. We have the Seven of Cups coming out for the Page of Wands. That's to say this person may have had many options in the past, or they may be a very attractive person that attracts and gains a lot of attention from others. So they have their pick, of individuals that they could choose from. And it seems like there's something about you that really both intrigues them and draws them in, but also intimidates them. And that's why it's difficult for them, and they hold themselves back. Yeah, the Hermit, the Two of Pentacles, because they can't make a decision. That's why they sometimes go quiet on you. They just don't know. Should I go in? Should I not? Should I be all in, all out? What do I do? But they really do. Yeah, Queen of Wands, feel very drawn to you. Again, this feels like it's very beginning stages. And this person is going to be somebody that, I'm going to be honest with you, Pile 1, is going to take a lot of time and patience. And I'm sure you've already devoted a good amount of that. But this person is just going to slowly open up and come out of their shell. They do have a sincere desire to be connected and to be relating to you in a way that's comfortable, that's sincere, that's impactful is what I'm getting. They don't have a desire to waste your time. I don't see any of that. I don't see any player-like energy. Even though we had both the Knight and the Page of Wands coming out, I don't feel like that is actually relating to this energy of somebody who is very non-committal in terms of how they want to continue and carry on the connection. It just feels like they need to be very slow with it, very progressive. Give themselves time to gain that confidence before they can really show up for you. So I just asked one question, if they were somebody that could be trusted, or if they are in this Knight of Wands, Page of Wands energy, to be sure I'm getting the messages clear. And we got the King of Pentacles. This person's definitely very, very stable in terms of their intentions, the sincerity and the genuineness. This is not somebody who's going to mess you around. So let's get some guidance for you, Pile 1, on what you can do to help support this connection. I'm assuming if you're watching this reading, you do have some amount of desire to see things develop and go further, or go deeper, as the card would imply. So what can you do, okay? How can you support this connection, help it ascend and elevate and expand to a level that you desire, that this person desires? How can you really support the continued growth of this connection and yourself as you're dealing with this energy? Reveal what needs to be seen. More Scorpio energy. So as I said earlier, you may not be the best communicator either. I am getting that for some of you, there may be, some similar struggles on both sides of the fence between you and your person. But if you do have the capability to be a little bit more open and vulnerable than they do, I would definitely suggest that. That's going to be helpful. Know your worth, new moon in Taurus. So this is very grounded earth energy. Know your worth is to feel confident, feel self-assured, like this person's trying to step into. You both are a bit shy. And leave the past behind. Definitely mirrored energy. So if you have anything, Pile 1, that's kind of lingering in your background that you're unsure about, maybe this person is triggering for you some previous energies of somebody who did sort of not take things seriously, wasn't super well intended, or it just, again, didn't kind of go as you had planned or hoped for. You have to recognize and realize this person is a different individual. They have different energy coming in. They have different needs, desires. They have a different past, different energy they're embodying. So you can't look at these situations exactly the same. Circumstances may be similar, but they're not completely aligned. And you have to take this new energy with this new person in like mind. You have to be open to what presents with this particular person. And sort of resolve, again, those mirrored energies that are on both sides for each of you. What developing self-confidence, feeling worthy, feeling open enough and vulnerable enough and receptive enough to share equally. And, release the past, let the past go, and allow this situation to develop and evolve and organically come to being naturally in due time, being open to that change. So Pile 1, I still hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that it's been of help to you. I think this was a really nice thing to kind of look at what they're planning. So what they're planning, is just to work towards connection, but in the meantime, staying connected and still getting to know you and being a sincere, grounded presence in your life as much as they can be. Remember that Knight of Wands as well, King of Wands rather, with the Five of Cups. They don't want to come in as somebody who, is too fiery. They want to be a little bit more, like I said, solid for you, a little bit more secure. to allow that fostering of trust to develop between you. So I loved it. I loved asking it in this way, not just intentions, because intentions can be a little bit more narrow. It can just be, what are they immediately intending and hoping and planning to do? Their bigger plans, their goals, their hopes and dreams for the future. I think it was a lovely reading. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and it's brought you some clarity. If you have and would love to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. All of that engagement, even liking, sharing, commenting, it all helps my channel to grow. Also, feel free to peruse the other playlists that I have. I have other videos just like this one in all of these very organized playlists available on the channel page that you can go ahead and view if you would like to. If you feel called to support the channel in other means as well, there are avenues to do so. All the information is available in both the description box below as well as in a comment within the comment section. It's going to be somewhere surrounding the pinned comment, not in the pinned comment, but another comment right near it. And until next time, Pile 1, I am sending you so much loving, abundant energy. It's been wonderful to have you here today, gracing space, connecting, sharing. It's been an honor to do so. I've enjoyed it every single time I get to. And again, having you here with me has been wonderful. So thank you so much for that. I hope you take great care. And until next time, Pile 1, bye-bye. Hi, Pile 2. So happy to have you here today. You guys were drawn to the rainbow fluorite and all of these beautiful purple and blue tones in these 2 cards. Yes, 2 cards you didn't know. You also chose Wish Upon a Star and the Storyteller. Now, what's awesome and wonderful about this particular reading that I'm so enjoying, Pile 1 was great, is by asking what they're planning. So we're looking at what your person is planning, their future goals and aspirations for the connection. I love seeing Wish Upon a Star when we ask that. It actually opens things up a little bit more than if we're just asking for intentions. The reason being is because intentions for me, indicate, I guess, energetically what they're planning or hoping to do in terms of action in the near future. This could be just anything that they have hopes for, again, desires, wanting to take place, thinking about, considering. It really opens the door for me. I think wording is super important, especially when it comes to setting the tone for a reading and for the energy we're going to be tapping into and looking at. So this is great. Wish Upon a Star is, again, a great energy to see when it comes to what is someone desiring, wanting, what they're planning for. This is about, feeling that things are possible, wanting to take that leap of faith, believing in the dreams that, we can create. The Storyteller, though, is a very self-focused energy, and that's an energy specific to identity. It says self-definition in the book. So we're going to see how these resonate for the rest of the reading, but we'll put those to the side for now, just so you can get an idea of what they are as we pull cards. And for you guys, Pile 2, today we're going to be using the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris Ann. I love this deck. I used this deck quite a bit when I first got it, and it's just great. Some of the best imagery, the most unique imagery of any deck I own. Any deck out there, I feel. It's just great. So we're going to take a look first and foremost at what is going on with your person in terms of energy, just what, again, they're desiring, they're hoping for, what they're planning. We're going to get all the details with the tarot. We'll pull some oracle as well. We'll get really clear on where they are sitting at in the energy towards this connection, towards you, towards being connected to you, moving things forward. And we'll get a good idea of where they're at. While I shuffle briefly, go ahead and, as always, set your intention that you're open, willing, and ready to receive the insights from Source that are going to present forth for you during this reading. And if it helps you to help anchor messages, validate them when they do present, select a sign also if you feel called to do so. That can be anything at all, a name, a number, a specific tarot card, a color, an animal, whatever works. Whatever you feel drawn or guided to or told by your intuition to select. It's just a great, helpful way for Spirit to be able to come forth and, again, help validate and anchor those messages, affirm them as true for you in your individual circumstances. And it's a lovely way to play with the universe as well. You ask for something and it is always given. You just have to let it in. And it's wonderful that they can communicate with us so clearly when we set the intention for them to do so. So, Pile 2. Show me what's going on with Pile 2's person. We have strength, The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles also came out for pile 1. We have the King of Cups. Well, that's beautiful. And the Five of Cups. Similar cards to pile 1. I have to just adjust these. Give me one moment. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles for strength, and the King of Swords for the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. So we've got pretty much all of the energies out on the board here. Earth energy, water, yeah. We've got air, fire, a little bit of fire, a lot of water, and a lot of earth. So there's a groundedness to this energy, which is important. And I think that relates to this storyteller card again. So somebody that's wanting to find firm footing within their own life first, wanting to have a very positive sense of identity and self-confidence before they can ever come forward and really, make things happen in this connection. But then we also have this dreamy energy of the Nine of Cups, which relates right back to that wish upon a star, literally a dreams fulfilled, idealistic, fantastical type of an energy with that Nine of Cups. But let's go ahead and get some more oracle. I'm going to pull some Moonology manifestation oracle cards. I have a very limited setup here outside of the camera angle, so I'm just trying to make things work. I don't have a desk yet. I don't know that I want one, but I use my living room coffee table, and I just set it up, and this is like my little mobile studio. It packs all up very contently or easily, but in the meantime, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. New moon in Gemini, think it through. We also had the King of Swords there, so they're definitely doing a lot of thinking about this connection. And I think that, they're holding back. They're holding in how strongly they feel for you. The desires that they do have, for some reason, they don't feel can be realized yet. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. They're definitely in this, I said, dreamy, lovey energy. Libra is all about romance to me. They're very romantic, sensual people. It's just great. I keep saying the word great. That's interesting. Why would that be? Sometimes source just gets on a tangent with certain things that come through to me, and I just use a certain word. In my daily life, I'm actually very well-spoken and have a very wide and vast vocabulary, but I notice that I actually have the opposite sometimes when I channel. I tend to get really fixated on certain words and then use those repeatedly. I don't really like that. We're going to work on that, but at any rate, let's take a look here, get a few more. Queen of the Five Elements oracle. Lovely independently created deck. And I have to see where these can fit, because the other deck was smaller for pile 1. That should be good. Joy and flames. Yep. So I relate this to Cups energy, that energy again of Libra, of love, of romance, happiness, and then flames, obviously fiery energy. This person has a lot of passion here, a lot of desire. I think that they at one time had very big plans. It involved making some type of a decision though. So for them in particular, I'm being drawn to this King of Cups with this Two of Wands energy. The King of Cups in this deck is, as with most King of Cups imagery and interpretations, it's meant to be somebody who may feel a lot but doesn't necessarily reveal it. And look at the card, in this polar bear face, looks very stoic. They have that cup, they're not connecting with it, they're not actually touching it. They are sitting in water, but notice how their feet are outside of the water. The chair they're sitting in is in the water. There's a fish kind of hanging out in the shallows, but they're not connecting with the water at all. They're not connecting with the cup. They feel it, it's surrounding them, but they're choosing not to delve deeply into it. With the Two of Wands, and this is one of the most interesting cards in this deck, we see that we have somebody here who has both avenues to, I guess, attain freedom, to make that choice. We have an open field here, an open doorway that they can literally step through unimpeded. They also are holding a stick that contains a key, for the lock that they're focusing on. But where are they looking? They're not looking at the open door nor on the solution to the problem. They're focusing on only the problem, and is thus feeling very stuck. Again, very self-restricted, and it feels almost like an ignorant energy, like ignorance is bliss. I'm going to hold back because I don't feel like I can make things happen at this time. Again, I think this person is pretty self-focused. So while they have all of these really strong feelings or strong inclinations towards you, when I ask what they're planning and we get things like the Nine of Cups clarifying the Five of Cups, this is almost to say like whatever plans they had in place kind of fell through. They're choosing to sort of stay in this energy of neutrality, not diving deep, not pursuing things. Really, again, very intently self-focused. We also have Strength here clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. I want to get a clarifier for that row specifically, but Strength is always a card usually of, again, inner resolve, but it's also self-restriction, sort of holding back. There's a lot of energy going on, but holding back. Yeah, exactly. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This person is, in this deck, the Knight of Wands is looking towards the past, so looking towards the left, and the Queen of Wands is looking towards the right. And so this is two people that necessarily just aren't aligning in their paths right now, which would be, of course, you and your person. But it also just shows for me imagery-wise that this person is sort of turning away purposefully. They're too tempted, it feels like, to be, connected to you at this time. This is probably a separation pile, or you're in minimal contact, and this person's really, really keeping things cool. They're trying to find a balance, though, with this full moon in Libra. They're thinking things through with this King of Swords energy, clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. This person's probably been taking quite a while to think things through and to come to a decision, to come to a conclusion. I believe it's regarding this decision, a decision that they have to make. They're finding a balance, or trying to find a balance between what serves themselves and will make themselves happy, and what is good overall for, I feel like, this connection, for any other parties involved, for just the general overall goal and focus of their life. I think they have a strong desire, of course, to be with you, to make things more official, to pursue, or, sometimes for the first time, to really see if there could be something here, or for others of you to reconnect and to have that beautiful love story again, that connection. However, I keep going back to this storyteller energy, this energy which also reduces to a number 8, the energy of strength. This person being very self-minded, self-focused, self-preserving, holding back, restricting, and focusing elsewhere, not devoting a lot of energy to this connection at this point in time, but they feel a lot for you. I haven't even gotten to the section where I was going to check into feelings. This person is coming through so clear. They feel so much, but they hold themselves back. And why are they holding back so much? What is restricting them from their plans? They have a lot of anxiety. So they have a lot of strong desires, and I think in their mind, probably until recently, they were very much idealistic and had a lot of daydreamy, fantasy-like energy, where they would think and ponder all of the different avenues, that they could come back to you or to approach things with you, the different things you guys could have together, all of the potential and the possibilities. But it seems like something has changed, and they feel less assured of that, or it feels almost too sad for them to focus on that energy anymore, so they don't think about it too often. They still have all of these deep feelings. We also have the King and Queen of Cups coming out together, but at the same time, it very much feels like they're not acting. Again, the Hanged Man, they're holding themselves up. They're surrendering to what is, but they're also taking no action. It seems like there's just been a really big shift in this person, where they're wanting to find a greater sense of balance between, again, what they can achieve independently versus what is possible with you, keeping all factors in consideration within their life. And for some reason, their immediate plans involve avoiding you, or avoiding the connection, and not focusing on this strong sense of desire and emotion that they possess. They're being very logically minded with this air energy of Gemini, think it through. And the King of Swords, you know, they're thinking a lot of things about this connection, but also about how it pertains to and will impact the rest of their life. So again, it's this energy of being very independently minded versus what their dreams and aspirations are and what they feel is possible in this connection and for themselves. You know, it's like, should I just focus on myself because this can't happen? Or should I open myself up to the potential and the possibility and the belief that it can happen, that it can be possible, that I can have this person, or that things can work out for me, that I really can have everything that I want. Right now, they're sort of just staying small. They're staying small. They're focusing on what they can control because it's too anxiety provoking. It's too anxious feeling for them. It feels too uncomfortable right now. And again, as I said, also too sad for them to really be focused in the future regarding you two for some reason. It's much easier to just focus on their own individual life. So what else for this pile, for pile 2? Judgment. Eight of Swords. The Three of Wands. So there's the planning card. 3 of Wands has come out in each pile today so far. And the King of Pentacles. Temperance. The Hierophant, Page of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups. They need to walk away from something is what I'm hearing for a lot of you. The decision that they have to make. First of all, they definitely want to offer something. Their plans are, regardless of how it feels right now, look at how in this 3 of Wands card, this individual is very far away from the sunset or sunrise, what have you. The 3 of Wands are all positioned over that sun though. So it's this, you know, strong, fiery, passionate, inspired energy. And the intention is definitely there, focusing on the positivity that is provided by that sun. That's the direction, the orientation that the card is looking in. And this person is focusing their effort there, focusing their intention there, and their energy still. But eventually I do think that they have hopes that they can come forward and offer you something concrete and real. But again, what I'm hearing is that they have to walk away from something else in order to make that possible, something that's very long-standing that they've set up and already had in place, and that feels very daunting for them. Judgment, however, with Temperance tells me that they're going to be coming into some type of epiphany or revelation very shortly. At present, it's very difficult for them to see a way forward, to see how they can bring this into reality. But again, I think that that's going to be changing for them. And once it does, then there's going to be a lot of, you know, more planning. There's going to be a lot more planning, a lot more sincere intention that can turn into concrete action that's going to be happening for your person. So give me some more detail on this Judgment energy. So yeah, then they're going to feel inclined to go forward, and their plans are going to be forward momentum. Very forward focused. You know, right now they're just sitting in an energy that I think is a little selfish. It's a little bit viewing things bitterly or cynically, but they are going to feel inclined and have more assurance to take a leap of faith in the future. What will their plans be once they have this epiphany, this judgment, this aha moment? Judgment call. Well, the Magician, they're going to feel ready to act. Okay, so all of that Two of Pentacles energy is the energy of indecision, kind of instability with it, going back and forth in their mind, sort of ultimately choosing to stay grounded, stay rooted where they are. And the Six of Cups here. We'll see what that relates to. It's what they've previously resisted, they're now going to feel confident to act on. With this Ace of Wands, the decision will be they're going to finally go for it, what they feel. They're going to come forward with that new beginning. They're going to have the courage to have that new beginning. They're going to see a new way forward. How they can end out other cycles from the past and move beyond them, beyond those limitations. Let's get some more Oracle out on the board here, out on the table What is pile two's person's plans for pile two, please, in the future? Goals, hopes, dreams. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. I absolutely love that. Full moon in Leo, go for it. That's the same as this Ace of Wands energy. So stepping into that passion, that fire. You know, also strength. This relates to strength for me with that lion energy. So previously holding that beast back, if you will, and not, you know, acting. And now this is like, just go for it. Run wild and free. I do still think that they have some things that they need to sort out within their own life. It does feel like they need to be solitary at this time, focused on self only, but that will change. And then as they just kind of get into a greater sense of alignment through attaining, you know, that sense of self-confidence and self-worth by handling their own affairs, taking care of themselves finally, that's what allows them, I'm hearing, to step into this dreamlike energy of this wish upon a star, to really see the way, the path forward again, to have a little bit more optimism as they once did. We have from the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle once again, abundance and deepest replenishment. So this is somebody diving deep and trusting the universe, trusting that enlightenment to wash over them. I'm seeing all the sun energy as that clarity, that awareness with that abundance card. Deepest replenishment, all of that watery energy, that energy of, again, love, of happiness, of joy, all those deep emotive, you know, sort of impressions that they fall into at times, but that they're currently resisting. Remember, you know, we had this King of Cups energy. He's not connecting with any of the water, none of it. You know, his feet are not in the water, the chair is, but he's not even touching the cup. And then here, with this deepest replenishment card, you know, she's not completely submerged. She's still a little bit hesitant, perhaps. Her head is outside of the water, but very close to the moon energy, which is also intuition and emotion. But at least she's pretty well submerged otherwise in that water. So I think that's a huge improvement with your person. And let's get a couple more from the Oracle of the Seven Energies, where I took these cover cards from. What else? What other plans can pile two expect from their person in the future? What plans do they have for pile two in this connection? Seeing beyond, card 36, an energy relating back to number 9 once again. Willing release. Again, I think that they have to walk away from something. They have to let something go. They are going to do that though, and then they're going to be able to see beyond the limitations of what they are releasing, what they are abandoning and letting be set free, so that they can be free as well, and they can step into the energy again of enlightenment and of awareness and of clarity, that judgment energy of seeing a better way forward. What are they going to be seeing beyond? Clarify this. What are they going to be seeing beyond, please? Broken open, number 28. Just feels like freedom, like just seeing an easier way forward, a freer, happier way. The gift of grief, being shattered as a result of loss, the potential inherent in failure. It says, can you see that this situation has broken you wide open, enabling you to have an even greater capacity for love, compassion, empathy, and understanding? So through the grief of letting go of whatever this is that they need to release and they are no longer going to hang on to, you know, it's going to be difficult for them. You know, any type of a loss is hard. However, it's what sort of opens up, again, all of these possibilities, all of these plans, abandoned plans, it feels like, or these hopes and dreams that this person has had for you, pile two, for quite a while, and has had to sort of resolve and let go of. That's what they've released right now, is their own sense of happiness, their fulfillment, what they want most, which is you, which is a connection with you. That's what they've let go of, and that's what they're going to be reclaiming, and they're going to be releasing everything else that no longer serves them. Although it does pain them to do so, it's going to be necessary to help them, again, as the book said, attain a greater sense of compassion and love. So let's get some guidance for you, pile two, on how you can best support the energies of this connection, its continued ascension, expansion, and growth, and how you can also support yourself what you can be doing throughout this process of these energetic shifts. And what do we have here? Be proud of yourself. Last quarter moon in Taurus, so more earth energy. We have some fiery energy, cool your emotions. And full moon in Gemini, air energy, embrace the flow of life. So if you have any resentments or anger or bitterness or any sort of negative feelings surrounding this situation, it's definitely important to release that as well. Let that go. I think on both sides of the fence, there was a lot of mirroring in pile 1. And similarly here, I think for pile 2, the energy is of releasing things that no longer serve you, feeling more comfortable and content in your own life, embracing the flow of life as it indicates here. So, getting clear on what you want, going after it, feeling self-assured, and releasing everything else that no longer fits in with that plan or that theme of your life. I just had a couple more cards fall out. One of which is go for it. So Aries energy, lots of fire here. We have go wild, go for it. And then we also have keep your heart open, first quarter moon in Leo. So more Libra energy, fiery energy, this energy of just stepping into self-confidence and feeling like you can go for whatever your dreams, are calling you to do. Be proud of yourself. Again, that self-confidence, that self-love that you're cultivating, your person is trying to do that as well through whatever their individual plans are at this time. But I think it's important to just keep, your emotions cool, stay grounded, stay focused, be very, be very open-minded when it comes to this connection. Keep your heart open as well. But just know that this person, nothing is personal here. Whatever they've been doing or not doing, or however things have come to be between you, it's just because there's a lot of misaligned energies, again, on both sides of things. But as you both kind of attend to those unique issues, but they're not so unique, you're both dealing with them at the same time. But as you address those things, I really think that, this person's going to just have that energetic door open for them. And it's going to pave the way again for those plans, those things that they were envisioning in their mind for so long that they've sort of had to let go of. I think it's going to help them, be able to make that decision. Remember how we had that Two of Wands energy, how the person was not focusing on either of the two options that would allow for actual freedom. They were focusing on the chains that bind, on that lock. And I really think that as you both start to release and let go of and view your limitations differently, whatever they may be, again, self-confidence, or how you're viewing this situation at times, how you're approaching life, how you're feeling about love in general right now, whatever the case may be, by aligning that energy a little bit more than it is right now for both of you independently, it's going to allow for things to free up between you, for there to be a reconnect. It's going to allow the energy to shift just so that this person does also, again, feel that energetic open door kind of calling to them to step through it and to pursue, this connection again. So their plans, their immediate plans. I love, again, as I said, asking it this way, because intentions is more very immediate. Plans is more what they hope for. I think in the immediate future, this person does feel a little bit hopeless, if I'm being honest, pile 2. But in the greater expanse, in the broader perspective of the future, I think this person, it's very encouraging to see they're going to have that revelation. Spirit's going to kind of help them out a bit. And then from there, it looks like a lot of things begin to shift and change for the better. And then their plans, they're going to pick up right where they left off. So that's a pretty good energy, I would say, to close off on. Pile 2, I hope you've enjoyed this reading and that it's brought you some clarity, brought you some nice enjoyment today, and some good awareness. Nice way to start the week if you're catching this on the day it is released, which is Monday. If you have enjoyed the reading and you have not already subscribed, I would implore you to please consider doing so. Any sort of engagement and interaction with the channel as well is wonderful for helping this space to grow, and for my brand outreach to become a bit greater here on this platform. So like and share, subscribe, comment, whatever, again, you feel called to do. If you would like to take a deeper look at your individual energy with your person, I do provide private readings. You can email me. That description, or that information rather, is available in the description box below, along with other ways that you can support the channel if you don't want to do an actual reading and you just want to, send a gift or what have you, and support Aeipathy in whatever way you see fit. Again, all the information and the avenues to do so is available both in the description box below as well as in a comment in the comments section. In the meantime, Pile 2, it's been so wonderful to have you here again. I've really enjoyed it, sharing space to connect today. Until next time, I am sending you so much loving, abundant energy. I hope you take great care of yourself. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3. So happy to have you here with me today. You were drawn to this dark green calcite. Really beautiful and unique, and I love how it picked up the green in this card. There's actually 2 cards also, which you guys didn't know when you were selecting, but you were drawn to opening to discovery, and we also have endless possibilities here. Now, what we're going to be looking at today, as I've said for all 3 piles as well as in the intro, is what is your person planning? So I love that this is a deeper reading, a little bit more expansive than, say, just asking for intentions, which I've also asked for in other readings. But what's specifically great about this particular way of phrasing when we're looking at the energies is planning can, I think, involve, and it's shown in each pile today, it can involve a little bit of a broader range, a wider view. Intentions for me feels a little bit limited, like what are their immediate plans and actions and what are they intending to do right now. Planning can encompass their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations for this connection, what they're desiring, and help us get an idea, even if they're just thinking about something. It helps us to kind of get, again, the full range of where this person is sitting energetically. Now, with opening to discovery as well as endless possibilities, I would say these are pretty great energies, expressive of somebody, or representative rather, of somebody who is very much receptive and open. Open to what? We'll see. But, I definitely think that your person is probably in the best energy of all 3 piles today so far, just based on these 2 cards for a connection. So let's take a look, shall we? We'll start with the tarot today and, of course, do Oracle. For you, pile 3, we're going to be using the Wandering Star Tarot. Beautiful deck. And while I am shuffling briefly, go ahead and set your intention. We always want to do that you're going to put yourself in receiving mode. That means you're open, willing, and ready to receive all of the insights that come forth from Spirit today. You just want to be in the best energy possible to have a reading, to receive these insights, these messages from Spirit. And as you do that as well, go ahead and select a sign if it calls you to do so. So by selecting a sign, it helps to not only anchor and affirm the messages is true for you, according to your individual circumstances, but it's also just a lovely little way to play with the universe. The universe is so magical in how they can support us and communicate with us and give to us everything that we desire. But, when we ask for it, it's given only when we allow it to come in. We have to open ourselves up to it. So that's why we set the intention that we're open, and we set clear desires for what we're wanting to see, symbology, which can be anything at all, an animal, a person, a place, a name, a color, a specific tarot card, whatever the case may be. And again, it just helps to kind of anchor and affirm the insights that come through. You not only usually see the actual symbols that you've asked for in the reading that you're asking for it, but in other areas of your life as well. So again, it's just a fun little way to play around with things. And it's just like, no matter how many times it happens and no matter how well you can know that the universe works, every time you ask for something and it actually happens, you actually see the evidence of it, it's just an indescribable feeling. So, all right, pile 3. What is going on with pile 3's person? What are they planning for this connection with pile 3? What are they feeling energetically? Are they receptive and open to the connection? Show us where they're at, pile Spirit, for pile 3. The 3 of Wands. So they're definitely planning. 5 of Wands. 3 of Wands has come out in all piles today. I love that sync. When we're asking for planning and we get the card of planning. Isn't that great? The Knight of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. Clarifying these energies is the Hierophant for the 3 of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords for the 5 of Wands. The 2 of Wands with the Knight of Cups. And the 8 of Swords for the 2 of Pentacles. So this person has a lot of desires, it feels like, but they're a little restricted in terms of actually making things happen. I think they're a little stuck. but we'll see. It's kind of like they're open, but they're not taking action. If that sounds like your person, then stay tuned. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Okay. Let's pull from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. And we have two. We have first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. So again, there's this openness. It's very passive though. Full moon in Aries, cool your emotions. This person is just not feeling ready to act at this time. And let's move things up just a little bit so we have some room for the last bit of oracle. Nourish, sharp edges. Nourish, sharp edges, and moving forward. And moving forward wanted to come out twice, so it's definitely meant to be here. The Three of Wands, clarified by the Hierophant. So their plans, their immediate plans, quite honestly, pile 3, I think they've been watching you. This is an interesting Three of Wands. It's not a traditional imagery, I would say, but I love how this person literally has binoculars. This person is watching. This person is observing you, and I think in a formal environment. So if it's not work related, then it's definitely in some type of a structured platform. That could be social media of some kind. But they're certainly keeping an eye on things. They're still in your field of awareness, whether you can see them or not. I'm inclined to believe that you don't have them blocked, perhaps, that there's still an ability, for them to be somewhat in focus. Like, they're not hiding behind bushes, right? They're not doing anything super sneakily. But at the same time, they are watching a little bit more intently than you probably would imagine. So you may be friends, have acquaintances where you still run into each other, or again, as I said, it could be a work-related environment where you are co-workers or you are in similar areas of your job, and they have access to you to see you, but they're not actually connecting, they're not actually communicating, they're observing, they're sort of hanging back and watching things unfold. The Five of Wands with the Knight of Swords. So energetically speaking as well, they're definitely struggling with inner conflict. And I see that in several instances here. So here we have keep your heart open, but then cool your emotions, right? Those are very paradoxical energies. We also have nourish, which is to, soften and to become warm and inviting and receptive. And then we have sharp edges, which is sort of like stay away and also moving forward. So, and it even says here with the Knight of Swords, we have tension, highs, lows, conflict. I think this person is feeling very conflicted inside about what to do with regard to things. I think they ultimately do want to come forward. They want to offer something, but this would involve making some type of a choice or decision. And it feels like they're very ill-equipped and not exactly open or seeing the way forward to be able to make that choice right now. They're not feeling empowered enough to make that choice. At the same time, I feel like they're so open to this connection. They so wish this could happen, that things could come to be between you, that they could have something more, and yet they hold themselves back, that they themselves hold things up. What else do we need to know for pile 3 in their current plans or their intentions, their goals, dreams, aspirations? We have death. Death is new beginnings. King of Wands. This is coming forward passionately, very driven. Four of Cups, yearning. And the Page of Swords. Curiosity, yearning. Again, I think this person is observing you. You're like a temptation for them. They want to so strongly come forward. I think they feel a very, very big desire to do this. They've harbored these feelings for a long time. I think they've been planning to come towards you for a long time. There's some element of just resisting, not focusing. but at the same time, so much wanting that. There's such a conflicting energy to this pile. This person is really all over the place. Why are they so conflicted? They're making plans. Why aren't they acting on them? Beauty and worthiness. I think they're awestruck by you. That's definitely coming through. I don't even think they feel worthy enough for you. They see you as the ultimate fulfillment. This Ace of Cups with Death, this is huge, huge energy. What do they want? They want a new start completely. It's almost like they want anything before you to just be over with, to end, to have a death put to it, and then in its place, this bright, beautiful new love. Full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. More fiery energy. And full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. Now, Scorpio energy, Scorpionic energy is very deep, but very secretive, hidden. Breathing through the tension. So I think this is things that you're not exactly aware of, or that are in your field of awareness. Again, I think that they're watching perhaps from afar. There may not be a lot of contact or, intimate personal communication between you, especially if you work together. You may be interacting, but again, it's not of a very substantive level. Breathing through the tension, I think, is also something that they're trying to sort of gather their wits about independently, aside from, communicating and connecting with you. They're trying to gain up the courage, the strength. I think they've been trying to gain the nerve up for quite a while at this King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. They've really been building up that desire, that passion, that fire that they possess, but ultimately they hold themselves back. They're feeling very bored and disillusioned, discontent with their current life. Now, Ten of Pentacles, again, this can relate to work-related things, so their material abundance in life, or it could be a family as depicted here. It is coming up over that Two of Wands energy, which is the energy of making a choice or a decision. So they may be very discontent with their current lifestyle and looking to make a choice, or knowing that they need to make a choice or decision to sort of abandon that, or to make changes to that in order for them to be able to feel confident enough or secure enough to step forward towards you. Again, they're so open to it though. Endless possibilities for me. So this is an energy of somebody who is almost like so overwhelmed by the potential that they can't even ground things enough. That's why they're so back and forth, because I think they can, be in this really dreamy, fantastical, idealistic energy that everything would be amazing and beautiful with you, and they'd love to have that opportunity. And then it's almost like they stand in their own way. They overthink things so much, or there's so much in this deep level of fantasy and daydreaming, that then it almost becomes, like I said, overwhelming. Like there's too much to consider. They don't even know where to begin. The pages, both Page of Swords and Page of Cups here, reference for me, again, this idea that this person has really strong emotions. They may be hanging back, being a bit defensive or reserved about them, but also it doesn't feel like they have a very strong sense of how to go about handling this connection. Page energy is often depicted as children, because pages traditionally in history were children and underdeveloped, unskilled individuals. Very immature energies here, an energy of somebody who, again, does not have sort of their wits about them. They're not altogether knowing how to approach this connection. So let's go ahead and ask for, I want some detail on what's going on with this person in their current life that's preventing them from coming forward. Why are they holding themselves back, pile 3? What is going on with your person? Why are they holding themselves back? Spirit, what is going on with pile 3's person? The Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, again, a family, a marriage, a committed partner. For some of you, I just got the message you could be their boss. If you guys have a work-related connection, you could actually be in a higher position where it would be completely inappropriate for them to come forward to you. But that's just a very limited few of you. 7 of Wands and the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Clarifying. We have the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, and Judgment. Again, as I said, this person with this 9 of Wands and 7 of Cups energy, it's almost like they just get so bogged down by all of the different choices, the different options, all of the different things that they're considering, that they just feel frozen. They feel too afraid to act. what I think needs to happen and what they're going to come into a realization about is that they have to take steps to move on from a current path. Again, that could be a family, that could be the job, that could be whatever it is about their life that's keeping them discontent and unsatisfied. They need to move away from that. And I do think they're going to have the realization soon about how to do that, how to achieve that. I think the desire is already there, but in terms of the practicality of how that can happen, how they can make it work, it feels like that's what's going to sort of be piece or part 2 of this that they're going to come into awareness about. What is this Judgment card here? It says awakening, the moon, stepping into intuition, trusting, surrendering to what is. And knowing that a relationship here is possible, wanting happiness and union, and it says freedom. I think that's key for your person. The Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. Again, I'm getting that message strongly that there's some of you where they just feel so drawn to you, but it's almost inappropriate. And so that's why they can't act on that. They hold themselves back. For others of you, they feel incredibly drawn to someone else, yet they have this Queen of Pentacles energy in their life. That could be in the form of a spouse or even a mother figure, just a very strong female energy of influence that is preventing them from, again, feeling free, feeling like they can come forward. And of course, that's what they want ultimately. They definitely want to be free. I want to get some clarifiers because these 2 cards, these cover cards, haven't completely tied in for me in the way that I want them to. I want to understand their meaning a little bit better when it comes to this person. So what are those 2 cover cards about? Pile 3, source for pile 3. That's how I should say that. Reflect on your priorities and assess the situation. Why did we get those cards? How does that relate to pile 3's person? Honor your feelings. Okay, so this is really important. Reflecting on your priorities is, again, making clear and taking stock of where their life currently resides, how things are looking for them, what they are hoping for, what they're wanting, and then taking, concrete steps towards getting it. Assess the situation, seeing things for what it truly is. And again, having that aha moment, that awakening of that judgment energy coming out. Them, not being so fixated on, when I think of Virgo energy, I think of someone very nervous or anxious. I'm not sure. I think we had the 9 of Swords come out for this person. At any rate, it does feel like this person is struggling a bit with, resolving some things in their current life, seeing the bigger picture and seeing a way forward, but they want to honor their feelings ultimately. I think that that's why they're being prompted to reflect and to assess, is because they want to do what's going to ultimately make them feel good and be happy. The endless possibilities is sort of, I think, an escape for them. I'm actually feeling from their daily life, is just having this ability to daydream and envision a better way forward, a better, happier existence that's more joyful, that's more fun and free. Opening to discovery. They're open to it. They're open to it energetically, but they feel afraid to act in the 3D. But they don't lose sight of all those possibilities, and they definitely feel that strongly, that there's so much that could be here. So much vast potential. See if there's anything else that we need about this person's plans for pile 3. Those watching pile 3, what does their person have in mind for them in the future of this connection? What are they planning? What are they planning? The 6 of Cups, ultimately a reunion, guys. That's beautiful. The Empress, oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. I love this. The Page of Wands, oh my. And the 7 of Swords, clarifying these energies. The Tower, yep, breaking the barriers down and just going for it. What lights them up? Think of children, how they truly just go for whatever it is that makes them feel good in the moment. They have no inhibition, no reservations. This person feels, like I said, a bit anxious, as I told you. 9 of Swords finally came out. 5 of Pentacles. With this Empress energy that it's clarifying, again, it's like not feeling good enough yet. Developing that worthiness is going to be crucial for them. It's almost like to say they want to have this reunion with you, but they still struggle a bit because they don't feel good enough. They don't feel fully worthy. Yeah. What is this no energy about? Yep, they're going to feel confident to bring something to a close, something to an end, so that they can come forward towards you. Page of Wands. It may be impulsive and quick, but they're just going to get to a point where they're like, yep, this is done. It's time to go. Time to go. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to be with pile 3. And what is the clarifier for this 7 of Swords energy? The King of Pentacles. I very much felt like this was not a deceptive energy. It was more an energy of strategy, of finally making things happen. It's coming up over that Judgment card. So again, seeing things differently, seeing a way forward. The King of Pentacles, they just want to ultimately be that grounded, stable, worthy person of what they feel that you deserve. And I definitely think they're going to gain the courage. What they want, what their plans are, is to, finally step into that energy of feeling confident enough to say no more. I'm going to leave everything behind that no longer serves, and I'm going to go after what I want, even though I feel insecure, even though I'm not entirely sure if they'll have me. I'm still going to, take that risk, take that leap. Everything could burn and crash and fall to the ground, but I have to at least try. I have to try and see if I can be successful here. See, these yes and no cards are unique to this deck. And they relate to, honoring your sacred no. It's putting yourself first, having appropriate boundaries. And then the Mother Star, yes. Yes is about like feeling free to go forward, to pursue what you want. Having the strength. And the Divine is going to assist them with that Wheel of Fortune energy, that beautiful shifting that's going to be occurring. Oh my goodness, that's perfect. And then I just have to, because this card is even relevant to me, the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups on the bottom. Beautiful, beautiful energies, pile 3. The energies of just emotional fulfillment, of love. Couldn't get better cards. Those are great. So let's go ahead and get you some closing cards for guidance. Help you support the ascension, the continued ascension and elevation, expansion, and growth of this connection, as well as your own personal growth as you navigate through these energies. What is the guidance for pile 3, the viewer, please? Full moon in Aquarius, be real. Last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings and reveal what needs to be seen. This is interesting. And I'm going to take a few more from the Oracle of the 7 Energies, the deck that we originally used for the cover cards. Divine Matrix, Bearing Fruit, A Higher View, and from the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle, Deepest Replenishment and Joy. So pile 3 guidance for you. First and foremost, what we have here is full moon in Aquarius, be real. Aquarians, and I have a child who's an Aquarian, they're very different. They stand out. They're unique individuals. They're sort of a bit eccentric. They're definitely, I would personally say challenging or almost high maintenance, but it's just this energy of eccentricity, as I said, very strange, unusual, different, but real. So you obviously have some very unique traits about you, something really beautiful that needs to be seen and revealed. It even says reveal what needs to be seen. You need to start being authentic and living authentically. This is what's going to help you to, I think, transcend these energies with this person and help to sort of shift that energy, make them feel confident and secure. Maybe you do present as this very intimidating person, especially if you are, like I said, that boss energy coming through that I saw earlier with that Queen of Pentacles. If you do present sort of a front and they don't get to see the real you, or if they're, whatever the case may be, in connections and in life in general, it's important that we, appear competent and appear, worthy and high value. And of course you are. But, if it's a little intimidating to somebody and it's because you're not fully showing your true self, as you need to be, then being real is getting real with the situation, getting real with yourself and how you're showing up in the world, how you're presenting to others, because I do think that makes an impact, and it's clarified kind of coming up over this Divine Matrix energy, which I want to definitely read and see what that relates to, because I'm getting a couple different messages with that and I want to know which way we're going to go with it. Divine matrix is the realm of spirit, the knowledge that we are all divine beings, part of a tapestry, weaving our dreams into the fabric of reality, synchronicity, learning to trust the ways things unfold. Again, being real about the situation, allowing and trusting how things are going to unfold, but also living in authenticity, being that divine being, embodying that. And I think that, again, also just relates back to trust, to knowing, the reality of the situation is that you really are able and capable to have whatever you want. If this has been something that's been hanging you up a bit, pile 3, if you've been a little bit upset about it, things not going the way you wanted, or this person not taking any action towards you, I really think that energy shift that you'll have by stepping into authenticity and feeling more confident and presenting to the world a true image of yourself, that's really going to help bring in and align the right energies for you, who you want in your life. And if it's this person, I think, again, it's going to help, as I said with pile 2, it's going to help to energetically open that door, make them feel and know that that door is, again, open. We also have work through your feelings. So if there's any sort of difficulty that you've been feeling, again, about this connection, as I said, if there's been difficult emotions that you've been struggling with, or insecurities, or anything to that effect, it's important to work through those. Bearing fruit for me is about abundance. It's about feeling secure. It's about appreciating and having that thankfulness for life. Even for this connection, it does feel like there is some level of intimacy or a deeper connection here versus some of the other piles were a little bit more superficial or newer energy. This feels like there was definitely something a little bit deeper here, and I just feel like it's working through the feelings and seeing things for what they really are, again, being real about it, but appreciating it, seeing the positive side of things. It also says this is the idea of birthing, ideas manifesting into form, the relationship between the external world and the internal world of feelings and beliefs. And so as you frame, your feelings about how things happen in your world, it helps you to step into this level of appreciation to allow more things to manifest. And again, that can also be in the form of this person returning, the relationship. Reveal what needs to be seen. It's last quarter moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio energy is all about the energy of feeling deeply, but hiding it, concealing it, not necessarily revealing. And so it's important that, again, you're clear in revealing your true self and allowing the universe to work for you, allowing things to unfold. There's nothing that you need to do here, truly. It's just more so releasing of energy, releasing of resistance, a higher view here. We've got this owl, which is symbolic of wisdom, of course, and she's riding on the owl. So this is the idea of her having a greater sense of insight and perspective, seeing the world differently, again, from a higher view. So allow, again, the universe to present itself to you and to show you truly, what it has in store for you, what it has to offer. Trust more. Feel more secure in the divine, I think, is a huge indicator here. It's going to help to turn things around. Be joyous, again, bearing fruit, all of this pink, relating back to just the energy of happiness, of appreciation, of thankfulness, and deepest replenishment. I think that relates back to work through your feelings, dive deep, understand, I think, at a deeper level, like how you feel about this situation, how you feel about love overall, maybe in some ways where, again, by not being fully real, you've been holding it back from it manifesting how you want it to, or how you've been hoping for it to. Maybe that's why there was previously these plans with this person that didn't ever fully manifest and come to fruition, because of some energetic blockages you've had on your end. They can begin to bear fruit once you address some of these things that are holding you back, pile 3. So pile 3, I so hope that you've enjoyed this reading, that it's brought you some clarity. I love asking different ways, of getting the same information, but on a broader scale than what I've asked in the past. So I just recently did a reading of a full, complete check-in for your person, which encompassed feelings, intentions, actions. You can see if that reading aligns with this one at all. This is obviously another form of my intentions-based readings, but asking what we're planning, what the person's hopes, dreams, aspirations, all of those great things is a wonderful way to also, again, see a broader view of what your person, the energy that they're sitting in regarding the connection. I definitely think that your person, pile 3, is on track, you know, to make a comeback. Perhaps they just need to gain a bit of confidence. They need to definitely end something, and gain, you know, a higher viewpoint about how to go about that. But once they do that, it feels like everything is going to open up and things are really going to flow nicely. However, that's going to be very dependent upon how you handle your own energy. So do that energy, that inner energy work, and just feel secure, feel content, trust that everything is unfolding in the divine plan. And I think that's the best, easiest thing that you can do. It requires almost no work. It's just freeing up, as I said, the energy, releasing of the resistance, and allowing things to unfold, and allowing the universe to surprise and delight you, as they say. So I hope so much, Pile 3, that you've enjoyed your time here with me today to connect. If you'd like to take a look at your personal, more individual energy with you and your person and your connection, I would be happy to do so. I do provide private readings. You can go ahead and send me an email, which is available in the description box below, to receive information about those services. As well, if you have other, desires to support the channel in whatever way you see fit, monetarily or otherwise. So monetarily speaking, there's avenues and options and ways that you can do that are all also available with the information about how you can go about that in the description box, as well as in a comment that's available in the comment section. Not the pinned comment, but the other comment that will be there in the comment area. But if you also just want to do something completely free, a completely easy, non-monetary energy exchange, liking, sharing, commenting, and of course subscribing, those are the best ways to support the channel. In the meantime, I hope to see you again. I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy. I hope you take great care of yourself as you work through these energies, Pile 3. And until next time, I'll see you later. Take great care once again. And go look at my other playlists as well if you feel called to, because there's so many more readings. Like I said, especially I feel guided to tell you guys about that complete energy check-in for your person. The last video I did, it may give you some additional insights into your person. I highly suggest going there. So yeah, peruse those playlists, and I'll meet you back here hopefully again for a future reading. Take care, Pile 3. Bye-bye.